Alright, welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classic Known Classics. This is episode number 3000 and... I think it's not 3000. 3205 and Doubleshot 3099. We have Usagi trade and Turtles trade. The second one actually was something I was going to do Tales TMNT, but it turns out the issues that I've already reviewed, so there's a TMNT book, don't remember that. First, for Usagi, you have the Usagi Yojimbo Saga, book number 5, which contains issues 76 to 96 of the 94, of the Dark Horse run for Usagi Yojimbo. Yep. It also collects issue 1 of Fantagraphics Usagi Yojimbo Color Special. Pretty much in the way, this is basically books. It's not published in volumes. Books 20, 21, and 22 all combined into one. The stories here are Glimpse of Death, The Mother of the Mountains, Tomei's Story, and that's it. Yep. 3 major stories here. So it's like, one basically is involved, him involved with a, this story involved this treasure. There's one involving Tomei and her cousin, but actually was revealed to be her half-sister, who later dies in a mine because she's a dictator of this small area, and there's suspicion that basically that all this clan was involved and all this other stuff. I do like the fact Tomei is actually involved in two straight story arcs here. I thought it was really cool on the part of Stan Saga to do that. But by the way, the titles of these stories are Cooking Lesson, Contraband, After the Rat, Samurai for Hire, Dreams and Nightmares, Gen the Dog. Yeah, Gen comes back for the story, and he actually takes out basically a dog bounty hunter. Rabbits Fly, Into the Mist, Nocturnal, and Vendetta's End. Yeah, there's also an enemy of Usagi's basically possessing their person, the possessor, who's actually dead. Of Mother Mountains, we have The Treasure of the Mother Mountains. Yeah, I think this is part of the color story here. It is, oh my gosh, it is really long. Glimpse of Death, the main start page 11 of the Saga book, and it wraps up with page 100 and probably like 82. It is quite lengthy. Mud of the Mountains, this is like really long. This is like almost 200 pages. Yes. Tomei's Story, the Saga Tomei's Story, The Doors, Foxfire, Ghost in the Wind, The Thief of the Locust Scroll, and Remains of the Dead. They also have one called Original Story, with sort of stuff there. But all in all, this was really, really good. Such really good content on the part of Stan Sakai, and I give this book a 10 out of 10. Next up, basically, we have is, well, like I mentioned before, now, the plan was to have cover Tales TMNT together. I thought this was going to be next stuff for that one. Nope, not the case. Well, basically we have is Mircro-Series TMNT Turtles Villains. This contains the 4 Villains one-shots. The one who becomes a good guy, that being Alplex. Yeah, there's one for her. There's one for Old Hob, basically his backstory. Krang, Baxter Stockman, and Old Hob. Old Hob is the original character for this continuity. Oh, Alplex. Krang technically isn't. Krang is the story that's written by Joshua Williamson, one of his very rare IDW stuff, with art by Mike Henderson. The Baxter Stockman story is done by Eric Burnham, who, when people think of him at his time at IDW, people think of the Ghostbusters comics. He wrote pretty much almost all of them. With Andy Kurt on the artwork, Old Hob, Jason Carmilla with Dave Walcher, Brian Litch does the outright for Alplex, and the artwork is done by Sophie Campbell, the writer who actually took over as the main writer for TMNT for about 4 years and had a very mixed reception for the book. So first we start with General Krang. This is basically, it's a story for him prior to his death at the hands of, well, briefly at the hands of death of Leatherhead. It's just basically his little, it's not exactly his origin story per se, it's just a story for him of his survival in Dimension X. Yep. Yeah. And then move on to the backstock one. Yes? Yes? Anyways, most of the backstock is basically how he first built the Mousers, and the fact he's been playing chess with his father, who doesn't look black for some reason in his artwork. Looks more lighter than Baxter does. It's basically playing chess for 20 years. Yes?
It's not working.
What's not working?
Ice.
Be right back, it's my nephew. What is it, Hudson?
That's not working. That's not working.
What's not working? Alright. He just needs more ice. Anyways, alright, so let's continue. So we detail basically in this one shot of how Stockman gets to meet up with Krang. It basically details the stuff we see in the main book, even building a Technodrome. Well, the comics version Technodrome, it's not the one from the 87 show. Him overcoming some adversity while working for Krang, and then he's like, yeah, checkmate. It's like, it's a joke. Apparently he bought out his father's company, and Old Hob is basically, this one shot here is basically, well, it looked like he was a normal cat, until basically he was, so apparently because Old Hob original owner didn't clean the litter box, the cat was thrown out. All because the kid didn't clean. All because his kid forgot to clean it. So The mom throws the cat out because the kid forgot to clean the litter box. Okay. Maybe you could give a little reminder he needs to clean the litter box instead of just having him where he just simply forgets. He's a kid. He just wanders about to the events we see. He gets scratched up, of course, by being attacked by a dog. Well, yeah, a dog. And then you see the events of the flashback scene in the first story arc. And that kind of basically details what happened. We detail basically how he was when he first mutated. We detail sort of a human-like form. Gets an eye patch and works with Stockman. Gets a replacement eye. Yeah. It's very... I thought the one-shot was really good. Yep. And apparently this leads into issue 223 of the main book. The last one's all about Alplex. It's basically her time as a thief while working for the Foot Clan. It's kind of interesting, though, they give her a villain's one-shot, given the fact the character became a good guy. Of the four, Hobb basically is anti-hero. Stockman was a bad guy, still kind of is a bad guy, despite the fact he was briefly mayor of New York. Krang is dead, briefly dead. Just her, basically, not exactly her backstory per se, just we see her kind of get recruited into the Foot Clan here. But all in all, really interesting one-shots. I would say, if you want to think what was the best one of all of these ones, the one I really enjoyed, I never thought these one-shots were weak, but what do I think was the best one of all four of these one-shots? That's honestly a good question. I would say the first part of the old Hobb one-shot I didn't like, but I like everything else related to that one. But I would say probably the best written one is probably Craig. Yeah, I like the Craig one. Old Hobb, the only problem is I don't like the beginning of the story. Where he was basically, house cat was thrown out because this kid forgot multiple times to clean the litter box. And I'm kind of like, yeah, I get the fact you can the cat, or you could, I don't know, not leave the litter box in the kitchen. You could, I don't know, just put it like in a balcony someplace, or you could at least put like some Febreze on it or something. But so the answer, because the kid forget to clean litter box, is with the cat out. That's kind of stupid. Maybe you could, I don't know, schedule a time where the kid can clean the litter box, and I don't think it's the kid being lazy. I don't think that's the case. Yeah, kids will occasionally forget stuff. They're kids. Just you could politely remind them, hey, this thing needs to be clean. Can you clean it, please? Sure, no problem. Just be polite about it. This mother just being plain rude. That's just my honest opinion of the matter. Stockman was interesting at best. I did like all of him building the Mousers, that thing he's been associated with. And also him in connection with Krang. I thought that was really cool. Alplex was interesting. Of the four one-shots, the only one that actually kind of affected the main story was Old Hobbs. Everything else was like very standalone. Yeah. And for some reason this app doesn't have the second set of one-shots because, get this, the 8th one-shot, these micro one-shots, was for Shredder, and that was after he freaking died in the comics. He died in issue 50. He was resurrected in issue 100. But if anybody basically pointed out basically about the first IDW volume for Turtles, the first 100 issues are amazing. Like, there's not a single bad issue. It's got good artwork, a good writing, and people love those first 100 issues. It's the next 50 people have a problem with, because it's Sophie Campbell. Yep. But not much to say about these two books. I'm sorry for briefly picking away because my... what the heck? Yeah, and it's daytime. The power is out. This is kind of weird. Yes. Yeah, there's no reason for it. I'm sure it'll probably get fixed, but this is just really, really weird. But not really much else to say about this book. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. So that's pretty much it. Particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications whenever I get this uploaded, because my power is down for some weird reason. It's not raining out, so hopefully it comes back on quickly. This is actually the first time since October it's been out. Let's hope it's been out very long. Okay, next video. Bye.